we're gonna score 130 a night. No, I would say this, Kendrick. We did lose. And I even put Mason Plumlee in that regard. Mason, Torrey, and Jeremy were three guys that you could count on every night on the defensive end of the floor. So they're gone. So now we look at the guys that we have in-house. One thing I loved about Jamal Murray's performance in the bubble in 19 playoff games that really didn't get talked a lot about because his offense was so off the charts. I thought Jamal Murray's defense in the playoffs was outstanding. And I told him this. You showed me in 19 games, how many elimination games, and you can defend at a high level. That's the expectation now every night.
I don't even know what.
I hope it's the song Eric hates. I don't know.
I hope so too. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the DNVR Nuggets Lounge. All right. Little Monday energy here. I'm your host, Adam Matas. I'm joined live and in the flesh with my esteemed colleagues. Haven't seen you guys for a bit here. It's Brendan Vogt.
Yeah, it's good. We see each other like once every 4 months now. It's a good pace.
You look the exact same as you do.
Thank you. You look a little older.
Ah, damn it.
Too easy.
A little wiser, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Over here, D. Lanco. You know him as D. Lanco.
It was a pretty muted little intro you gave me. I thought maybe Brendan got a whole description of your relationship, the way that the two of you relate to one another. You just pointed and said that I was here.
This is D. Lanco. It's weird being in person again, like just doing it, in studio. But we're filming our preview series for the Nuggets. Excited about those. First one's going to drop tomorrow, I think. So be on the lookout for that. Today, though, there's kind of a lot of news. There's kind of a lot of things to talk about because, as is always the case, there were some interesting interviews that happened after our Friday show.
Right.
So we went Saturday, we went Sunday, we went half of today before we were given a chance to talk about that. You guys are probably wondering, where's the man with the wind in his hair?
Peloton Prince.
The Peloton Prince himself, do not fear. Just like we do with the Winners Lounge, he is at this very moment speaking to the Denver Nuggets, I believe Vlatko Chancar.
That's right. Rocking an immaculate stained glass sweater. He looks awesome.
Yeah.
He looks really good.
I just heard you guys talking about it. I didn't see it myself.
I'll show you a picture later.
He looked like a cathedral.
He did.
Like his body was a temple.
He's his own cathedral.
It was really a work of art. But there's a lot of stuff to kind of get to, and including today, we did get a chance, all of us here, including Eric, to sit in on a presser for Michael Malone and Gary Harris.
Don't tell PR.
Yeah, I audited it, I would say.
You would audit it, yeah. You were just observing, like how Wynn does his classes at Metro State.
Nice, that's pretty good.
A little burn there. Oh,
Yeah.
damn it, we missed it.
Cool.
I want to start though. Michael Malone over the last couple days or media availabilities has had some interesting things to say. First and foremost, he adores Facundo Campazzo.
And by the way,
oh man,
at Ice Cave Guy, it is Facundo Campazzo, not Campazzo.
Allie, can you pull up the video? Actually, can we go straight to this
thank
video
you.
I can stunt on these fools who don't think I know how to speak Spanish.
This is from the man himself, Facundo.
Could you, for the record, pronounce your full name and your nickname?
My full name is Facundo Campazzo.
Campazzo.
You can call me Facu. That's
All right.
Oh, we will.
You can call me Facu. I just love the way he said that. You can just call me Facu.
And we plan on it. We might make some
Campazzo.
shirts.
So I was right. I do know how to pronounce my Spanish words. Thank you very much. Thanks for nothing, actually, Ice Cave Guy.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I got bad advice. I don't know whether to believe anything he says.
I can give you some advice on that front. Don't believe anything that guy says.
Do you think he's actually 5'3"?
I do.
Possible.
Yeah.
Might not even be Croatian. You could have lied about that, too.
Unbelievable.
But Malone, in all seriousness, though, Malone really raved about him. And this matches some of the stuff that I had heard as well. And I know Harrison as well from talking around. Just Malone's a Campazzo guy. I think that part of the reason that he came over, this is speculation, but I think part of the reason he came over was in part because Malone wanted him. And there's this funny way we've talked about this offseason about, did the front office hand Malone an offensive team? And now he has to, they gave him, this isn't the pie he wanted to cook, and now he has to bake this pie. No, I think that Malone was like, you know who I want? Campazzo.
Had some input here.
That's the gist I get.
He wanted
And the first thing he...
pie.
Well, technically,
Campazzo pie.
Al, you can mute him if you need to.
technically the first thing Malone told us about Campazzo was, I just like saying his name, which I think we all
Relatable.
relate to.
Oh, fuck.
But he also then, no surprise here, went straight to the defensive side of the ball. Matt Moore, if you're listening, yes, he's only 5'11", but he's a great, great defensive player, Malone tells us, a disruptive defensive player. And on offense, in Malone's words, he has to be a top 5 pick and roll player in the world. So let me check. Point guard that makes everyone else better and a gamer on defense. Yeah, that's a Malone guy through and through.
Campazzo, dude. I'm ready for this Facu period of my life.
It's a really fun addition, man. I think it surprised a lot of people.
I'm surprised.
And it doesn't.
Surprised.
I think there might be some Nuggets fans that might look and say, okay, they added a talented player, but how much sense does this make?
Right.
Yeah.
But just sort of remove that layer from it. It's cool. It's fun. This is a really talented, accomplished basketball player who's hoping to translate that into the NBA for the first time, and he's doing it in Denver. Yeah. So when he sort of said the names of like, yeah, I'm getting to know Jamal and Jokic and Monte, it just got me so excited. Like, this is a fun move before it's anything else.
Malone did have another quote, though, that I kind of want to play for it. I know a lot of people, because this one came on Saturday, I know a lot of people have kind of talked about it. But do you have the one, Ali, about he's an offensive coach now? It's what we led into the bit. I guess we led into it, so we don't have to necessarily play it. No, it's probably not it. We don't have to play it, but Malone kind of joked because he was asked, like, you lost Torrey Craig, you lost Mason Plumlee, you lost Jeremy Grant. Those are 3 guys that were, primarily defensive guys, at least
right.
what they meant to Denver. So losing those guys, what does it mean? And he did show, he kind of shared a chuckle with it. Like, I think he knows the expectation for this team defensively isn't going to change because that Malone's not going to change that. He's not going to be like, well, we're going to have to do this. But I think he also knows, like, we lost those guys, so we're going to have to get creative. And the piece of that quote that I liked the most, actually, Vogt, was he said it's on the players, it's on individuals, but it's also on me. And I like that because I don't think he can tell Michael Porter he needs to be Jeremy Grant defensively or Torrey Craig defensively. Right. I don't think he can tell Bol Bol if he plays he's got to be Mason Plumlee. He's got to adjust, and I think he's got to get creative. And I think a lot of what we've heard from Malone in these first few pressers, and look, everybody's saying the right things early on in a season. That's like that's a low bar to clear. But I feel like Malone is saying a lot of things about him changing his perspective on the team and having to just himself. It's one of my big takeaways.
This is a guy I don't think you would necessarily associate creativity with. I mean, he coaches to win like every game. And I think we can sort of predictably, we make jokes like, oh, he's definitely going to start Craig. He's definitely going to start Millsap. He likes to fall back on his guys. So to your point, this season, I think it sounds like he's recognizing that his hand is going to be forced a little bit here, that he will have to get creative. The specific, sort of creative angle he mentioned that at least made me lose my mind was talking about find ways to get Bol Bol involved as a last
unprovoked. He's on my list here. Unprovoked.
Including zone defense. So go crazy, Nuggets fans. I guess it's all on the table right now.
Zone. Dude, I'm ready for this.
Zone. Yeah, well, first of all, Eric, how long do you expect this to last? This Malone that's really thinking outside the box and offensive minded.
Well, I mean, like, to Brendan's point, I mean, he kind of has to think outside of his previous box anyway. I mean, like he has a lot of his what we deemed safety blankets were taken away, so he can't just be like, well, just get out there, Torrey. Unless Greg Whittington just becomes a complete proxy for Torrey, which he might, but who knows? Like,
just play harder, Mason.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really like he has to. I mean, the team has to change. It is really funny though, like just going back to what you were saying earlier about thinking about adding Campazzo and it doesn't really make sense, and then you're like, but he's awesome, so that makes sense.
There is
like
a little
you just
bit
add
of
an awesome basketball player to the team, like
yeah,
that's enough.
There's a little bit from Tim and Co right now of screw it, he's good, we'll figure it out.
I mean, at a certain point, like they won't play how the team as it was constructed last year played. Like that doesn't work, but it's a different team now. There's 7 new players.
That said, to Adam's point, I'd give it maybe like 2 more days before it all stops.
Well, so you mentioned Bol Bol, and I want to bring it up because when he mentioned him unprovoked on Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember which day, obviously my ears perked up. I got excited because I'm all here on the Bol Bol hype. We get a video today from practice from the Nuggets on social media. They post Bol Bol, and he looks fantastic. I mean, he looks amazing.
Oh, boy.
But then we get to today's presser, and I hear Michael Malone mention Bol Bol as in the words he had to say about him were more of a like, he has to earn it, and there's a lot of guys ahead, and to me it was like a big giant pail of water on this fire that I had set of this excitement. This fire in my soul had just got a big glass of water.
Well, there was like day one, this team could be anything vibes, and then there's day two, I know exactly what this team needs to improve in vibes.
Holy shnikes, look at that.
Do you have it? Oh, can we just like enjoy these for a second? Look at this dunk. Watch this dunk. Oh, it's not on.
I thought you were just talking. I thought you were just talking to me. I'm gonna watch this dunk over and over.
Let me know when it's live. It is. Oh, this is live. Okay, jumper. Look at this, Silky.
Holy
Nothing but that. I mean,
shnikes.
just look at how tall this dude is, man. Oh my goodness. And watch this one. Bad pass.
Really fills out
you got to
those
make a better
sweats.
pass. Let me get up. Oh
my god. Oh my god.
Yo, he put Cinedust all over that.
Oh my gosh, look at this dude. Oh my goodness.
Holy.
And look at Marcus Howard giving him the dap. And then this is definitely
all right.
That's a goaltend.
That's not gonna work.
That's a goaltend. But you know what? I'm with it.
I like that he sent it out to
Doesn't
half
matter.
court.
Doesn't
There's
matter.
no
And now we're on a loop.
layups, dude.
Now we're on a loop.
Wow.
So, look, man, I want to get so hyped for Bol Bol, but like I said, did I misread this vote? Was that not your perspective? And Eric, you listened in on this. Did it feel a little bit like a pouring of water on the Bol Bol hype?
As a media, I would say veteran, grizzled vet, if I could interpret what I heard, it just sounded like he was just wanted to not stoke the fire. Not even more so
which
than
is smart.
Yeah, like he didn't want to. Like he wasn't
trying
trying to say like to tamp it down so much as just not specifically stoke it.
Like if he could have capped the hype on MPJ, he would have. Right?
Yeah.
These things are distractions to coaches.
Yeah,
so.
if he could have been like, he's been missing most of his shots in practice. I wouldn't really worry about it, guys.
But
like,
I also think this might be the Bull experience this season.
I do,
I
too.
think it'll be
I
a
do,
couple
too.
of weeks where maybe Thrill posted something on IG. We hear something from a coach, Bull looks great. And then maybe not the most focused week of practice, and he takes a step back.
Yeah, I'm
So-
Or
telling
just
you.
doesn't play. I mean, it might just be a thing where he's the 11th guy, and it's like,
Right,
we're
right.
all hyped for him, but guess what? He's not the top 10. So
I mean, they've said he might get out there, but there is no clear-cut spot for him, right?
Right.
He would have to sort of usurp someone that we're not expecting him to at this point. So there was a little bit of cold water. Everything's on the table. Doesn't mean it's all going to happen.
yeah.
including a glass of cold water.
That's right.
It's right there on the table.
Another takeaway I have from these first couple days of team practice.
Bol Bol does need a bowl cut. I agree with that.
bowl cut?
Finally, a good comment.
Finally,
Finally.
we've been waiting. So another thing that's come out of these is that Will Barton is not a full participant in practice. He is a mostly participant in practice, and we've seen video of him dunking as well. But he has set out the 5-on-5 portions, of which we're told today was more 5-on-5 focused than yesterday. This was one of my big questions, Vogt. I know we shouldn't read into these things until we actually get word, but this is also how the Nuggets have handled things over the years. They don't tell you a guy's
Well,
out.
yes, exactly. That's what the word looks like.
Isaiah
right?
Thomas was like not participating in 5-on-5 practice and training camp, and then he didn't play till March.
Well, I mean, we just did this with Thrill, literally.
Yeah.
So he was hurt last we heard in March, might be ready to go for the bubble. Oh, turns out he's not even – he plays one game, and now
Right.
he's got a rehab. He's not even close.
Right,
so,
right.
I think it's fair to read into it. I think this is what a lot of folks are wary of with Barton this season. You know, he's saying that he feels good and that it won't linger, but he's been very clear that he's going to get himself back up to shape, back into game shape. I would imagine he and his camp are wary of coming back too fast after how that's worked out for him in the past.
Yeah.
So look, this is the concern.
Although I should say that Michael Malone phrased it as he wanted to play, and
the
training
team said,
training
yeah.
staff, yeah. Steve Schwartz in particular was called out saying he was like, don't play him.
I mean, look, I don't think they want to rush this. Like Barton, in theory, is a very important part of what they're trying to get done, especially with the guys they lost. And I don't think they want to get to February and not know his status. So I don't think they're going to rush him out there.
Yeah. That's what you.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Will Barton, I just get the sense in general that it's the second day of practice.
Yeah.
Like they don't really have any concept of what's going on. There's so many moving pieces. There are so many potential players that could slide into the starting lineup, and there's other players that could be really important pieces of the bench. And I think, you know, more than anything, I imagine just the way that this entire year has gone, caution is always the way to play everything, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, I don't know what to read from any of it, but, you know, I would think that we're probably going to get Will Barton on the shelf for a little bit longer. I mean, I can't imagine he starts.
Really?
Do you think? He'll?
I mean, the fact that the season begins in 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Like
no.
he's not practicing yet. I mean, even if he was healthy, like he has no ability to get any synergy with these new players.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing that was mentioned. So I had on my bingo card all set up for tomorrow to be the day that Malone says practice was disappointing. Today it came early, and he wasn't. Look, Malone yesterday mood vibes on 100. Man, this guy was on some summer vibes. Today, a little bit more like a little
autumn vibes.
Yeah, it was a little autumn vibes. I would call
back
it.
to school.
It was late autumn. It was maybe like mid-October. I would say. But he today he talked about how they did a lot of 5-on-5. It was really sloppy. He said the effort was there, but that it was just maybe it almost seemed like it was a bit more of a frustrating game or day. It makes me wonder. Tomorrow is my day for it to be a horrible practice. Then Wednesday you rally up. Are we off? Is the timeline off? Vote. What are we doing here?
It today felt a little bit like the grumpy bad practice
day, right? If this was the grumpy day, then that's great because it wasn't that grumpy.
Right. No, but it was more grumpy than you'd hope for day 2. You are right. The timeline is disjointed.
If this was actually just a happy day, then we're in real trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just thought that was interesting. He also did talk about this weekend. Malone did the plan. So obviously they play their first preseason game. There's only 3. This first one, not going to be heavy. It's almost like an NFL game.
Yeah.
First preseason game is not heavy on starters, so maybe they play light minutes, and you end up getting a better look at some of those other guys. You always wonder where they front load the heavy minutes for the starters or back load them. Sounds like the Nuggets are going to back load them.
Well, it's hilarious. We're talking. They have 3 games total. They have 3 total. One of them is in a week. And he was also talking about, as I heard, traveling to a state that
that's a good point. Yeah,
that's shut down.
California. They're supposed to go to the Bay, which at the moment can't field a basketball
looking a little
game.
suspect. Looking a little suspect.
It is. Well, I mean, I actually am curious how they're going to handle this.
Yes.
I don't have any insight for you. I don't have any guesses.
I turned it to you. Hey, can you give us an insight?
How should they handle COVID?
So anyway,
let's get the Fauci corner over here.
Those were some of the takeaways I thought from today's media availability. Was there anything else, Eric? It was your first time really hearing.
I will say that apparently the most interesting part happened right after we hopped off, which was Vlatko's sweatshirt. I cannot wait to see this sweatshirt. We started off with Gary. Gary seemed.
We're going to talk about him on the other side.
Yeah, okay, cool. Then what'd you ask me for?
I asked you about Malone. All right, let's go to break. We have our first break here. We're going to hit an ad read. Hopefully Harrison will make it in. He'll let us know. I can't wait to hear what Vlatko had to say, man. My boy. We've heard from almost everybody now besides Vlatko. So, all right, let's take a break. You can cue the music. We'll go. Let us know. What are we talking about today?
Listen,
wow, look at how prepared we are.
We talk about 2 things here on the DNBA show, and only 2. We talk about Denver sports, and we talk about Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. I'm sure families are looking for some fun outdoor activities during the shutdown here in Denver. Guess what? Breck has set up an awesome skating rink outside of the farmhouse. It's only $3 to skate with your own skates or $6 for a skate rental. They also have an awesome tubing hill that is currently free. Parents enjoy beers and delicious food in a cozy outdoor setup. Let the kids enjoy some winter wonderland fun. Remember, there's no better way to support us during this crazy time than supporting our partners. So make sure you order from Breck Brew. Their farmhouse is open. You can get beer delivered through the Drizzly app. So call them at 303-803-1380 and place an order for pickup from the farmhouse today. Use code DNVR to save $5. Check out our friends at Breck Brew.
Do they make peppermint beer? Is that a thing?
I hope not. That sounds like heartburn in a bottle. It'd be like
peppermint mocha or something, like a peppermint stout.
Mocha.
Oh, peppermint seltzer.
Oh, peppermint seltzer. That
sounds even worse.
That literally sounds like mouthwash.
Oh, sounds really bad.
Have you gentlemen heard of the World Golf Tour, WGT Golf?
Never heard of it.
Well, it's the hottest and most fun and dopest mobile golf game in the world.
It's hard.
Official partners of DNVR Gaming.
Do we know what our tournament is this weekend?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's called the Ball is Poppin' tournament.
That's right.
Is it really?
You asked.
I have to win this.
Starting this Friday, Adam.
Yeah.
Starting this Friday, 12/11 through Sunday, 12/13. We'll be hosting the Ball is Poppin' Classic at Bandon Dudes. All country clubs can participate, and better yet, anyone can win. That's right. All you have to do is join the DNVR 4. That's DNVR 4, like the number, country club if you haven't played yet. So if any of those clubs, we have 4 country clubs.
It's honestly really fun.
You can all sign up for these tournaments.
It's honestly really fun.
Man, did you guys lay down a respectable score this weekend?
I did not.
I did not know. I saw someone.
I had a horrible score.
Yo, I
I had a really bad
Yeah, Ali had a bad score. I had a real tragedy befall me on the 9th hole.
Yeah.
I'd like to share it with you if you'd let me.
Well, go for it.
Things were looking pretty good. I had some. I put them in pretty neat, pretty tight, and then the 9th hole comes around. It's 300. I think it's 300 yards away.
Yeah, see, actually, I had a complaint about this because I hit the ball perfectly, but I can't hit it far enough. I hit it perfect.
You got to get the roll. Anyway, I thought I would game the system, and I clubbed up. I clubbed up to what was the driver. I tried to hit the driver off the fairway, and I literally hit the ball perfectly, as you say you did. I hit it perfectly. It said excellent, and the ball skidded off to the left, went directly into the bunker right next to me. Did not get into the air at all, and I recorded a 500 on that one hole, and I finished with a score of 800, and I considered retiring forever. But I'm back.
We're
this
back.
ball's
Anyway,
popping.
check
I'm
out
back.
WG Tip-Off. It's great.
I honestly get so pissed that Harrison beats me. Is he locked out, Allie? Do we know what happened to Harrison? I thought where's he at?
He's sitting over there.
Are we still doing
He's talking to
meeting at
Vlatko,
Harrison? What's
baby.
going on? Are we still talking to Vlatko? How long of a meeting is Vlatko giving? Vlatko,
You have another person?
Oh, he's got somebody else. Oh man, this got even more exciting. I think maybe we should like.
Did the Nuggets sign a new player?
I really just wanted to chill until Vogt has.
Are you,
Yeah, I could tell.
are you still going?
No, we're done.
Oh,
Here
you're
comes
done. All right,
Harrison.
come on.
Is
Here
he here
comes
to-
over. Do we get
is he
the
here to break
applause? Do
news
we have
about-
the applause break here?
Is he here to break news about
I
James
guess we
Harden or
can
something?
manually applaud. can't we?
Yay!
So Harrison doing the Lord's work. So who else talked? I thought it was just Vlatko.
Your favorite player, Adam, Marcus Howard.
Oh snap! Oh snap! So you have some real details here.
Marcus Howard.
Is that how he talks?
No.
No one talks like that.
I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know. All right. So I guess we can go right into this because I haven't heard. I'm kind of like I'm excited.
Yeah.
Vlatko, what do you have to say?
So Vlatko, maybe the biggest piece of news, the picture of him where he's just looking like Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Not Photoshop.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Legit.
Confirmed.
100%
Did somebody ask
confirmed.
him that?
Yeah.
Who asked that question? I have to know.
Who did ask that?
I have
it
to
might have
know.
been Marlo who asked
Oh,
that, actually.
look
How
at
the-
it.
how
Marlo's
that
on one. He's on a heater.
How
right
how
now.
thirsty was the question when he asked it?
I think we were searching for questions at that point. No, I mean, Vlatko, man, I love Vlatko. I almost feel like this is maybe like a make it or break it year for him. Like, I don't know how Vlatko gets on the floor this year. I really don't.
It is a real question.
I think it's going to be tough for him. Like, we saw in the 7 game in Utah that if they really need him to play, he can play.
Right.
But he's buried. He's absolutely buried on
Because
the
what
depth chart
position
this
is he?
year.
You know, that's one of the
I
questions.
don't even
Well,
know.
he's a 4-5. He's a 4-5. He came to Denver as a 3. I've been here, and they look at him more as a 4-5 now.
A 5 is so fascinating. I'd
Yeah.
love for Vlatko.
Well,
to
we
be the
joked
5.
about
Yeah, I
this,
know.
man. He's got the muscle to like battle Jokic a little in practice.
To me, he's more of a perfect 10.
So did he have anything interesting to say, or was it just that he's not photoshopped and that's it? Wow, putting you on the spot here, Win.
No, it's just like people are trying to ask him about his role, and like, yeah, that's stuff we all want to know. Does he think he's going to play? But I mean, I feel like he's got a pretty good idea that it's going to be an uphill battle for playing time, and he's going to have to just stay ready and be ready to shift into action if Denver needs him. Like I said, it's going to be an uphill battle. He's behind Paul Millsap and JaMychal Green at the 4.
Yeah.
He's behind Jokic and Isaiah Hartenstein at least at the 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's it's going to be tough.
Yeah. What about my guy Marcus Howard? I like that's my guy because I've been telling everybody about how I'm telling you guys our Marcus Howard video I think is coming out on Wednesday. It's a banger.
Yeah.
15 minutes of the list. You're gonna be, which is a little excessive, but
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't know anything about him. I wanted to learn.
It's actually only like 1/8 of his total shots from last
Yeah.
year
Oh
that you
man,
got
I'm
in
telling
there.
you. You could make a Marcus Howard. So if you guys don't know, he was undrafted out of Marquette. 5'11", super scorer, super shooter, super
Led the
scorer.
nation in
Led the
scoring.
nation in scoring. And this dude, like, if you just watch his makes, like, it's insane.
He's unreal. An unreal
Incredible
shooter.
top shot maker.
No, so remember when God, my guy Terrence, what's his name? With the Raptors, Terrence Davis.
Yeah, I do
Remember when
him.
he came
Your
to
guy,
Denver?
huh?
Your guy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, work backwards from that one.
He was my guy, past tense.
There we go.
Remember when he came to Denver and, you know, he might have been able to get drafted in the back end of the second round, but wanted to come to Denver on the 2-way because the Nuggets have developed guys off 2-ways before. that's kind of the same situation as Marcus Howard. He wanted to come to Denver on the two-way. Maybe he could have gotten a better deal somewhere else, but he wanted to come to Denver for the system, for the player development, for their past success on two-way contracts. So he's hyped to be with the
Whittington
Nuggets.
said the exact same thing, which is interesting. Like, okay, we laugh because you don't get the high free agents or whatever, but this is valuable. Like, I don't know if Marcus Howard's going to turn out, but as Denver goes forward, I mean, we're talking about, Jokic and Murray, they're established. Michael Porter, we hope he can be established. These other guys, Bol Bol, whatever, Zeke Naji, you hope that they can become like mainstays, but you're always going to have to keep finding 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th guys. Those guys are so important. The further you get into the playoffs, it's more important that you have this versatility. And if you can find Campazzo wanting to be here, Whittington wanting to be here, Howard, if you can hit on some of those, just one or two of those guys every couple of years, your roster fills out for cheap, which is what you need.
So the absurdity of the fact that we don't have a G League squad is just too much to take.
People get mad when I say this, but to me
clearly
it means it doesn't matter.
It is such a win, though, as an org when players are identifying your org as a healthy stop for them in their career.
Right.
I mean, yes, we're just talking about two-way guys and not stars, but there are some Nuggets fans who don't need me to remind them of the dark times. Like, if you could have been told that Denver would end up being viewed that way, you'd say, pinch me. So they've come a long way, and it's one step in the process of sort of changing the culture and changing this team's reputation throughout the league.
Yeah, but he thinks his play style fits with Denver. And if you guys had to guess the one player who he said has taken him under his wing while he's been in Denver, who would you say?
I would say Jamal Murray.
Monte Morris.
Monte,
of course.
I would say Monte Morris. I would say 100% Monte Morris.
Was it your first show?
Yeah, but he says him and Monte were working out at the same time when they were doing one-on-zero drills last week, and he's just kind of gotten to become close with him. No surprise there. Monte Morris, Mr. Nugget,
Mr. Nugget, is
the mayor of Chopper Circle.
The mayor of Chopper Circle.
Wow.
That's a big title.
We have some comments for you.
Okay, what are they? I can't read. I'm kind of old.
You're still pronouncing his name.
No, I'm not. What's going on
that's
here?
Mislav. Don't trust him.
No,
Mislav
Mislav is banned from the DNBA Show.
Mislav doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's on the ban list.
He's the one. He's pronouncing it wrong.
We're freezing you out. You go back to the ice cave.
Get back in your cave. Get back in your cave.
Re-banished.
Well, that's interesting, Marcus Howard. I mean, we haven't really heard.
He's a great interview, though, man.
Is he?
A lot of composure, like a lot of PJ composure vibes for sure.
Wow.
Great
Did you have a
interview.
good pun for this one?
Well, I just want to know if his dark, angry eyes translated into.
You're very into the eyes here.
Yeah, the windows. I don't know if you know the window to the
time
soul.
you brought it up, it started to feel weird.
Guys,
Well, but it's the first time that the people here hear.
That's
it.
true. That's true. The other one hasn't come out yet. You're right.
So when we last had, did we discuss Michael Porter's on Friday's show? I didn't think we had, right? That came out afterwards. Michael Porter, his comments. I don't believe so because I think it came off. I don't think he did media until Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
And it was really interesting. I want to touch on him, for our audience because to me, obviously, he's the center of the season and all this stuff. I loved what he had to say in his first media availability. I thought it was a 10 out of 10. Now, again, caveat all of this stuff with winning the press conference on media day is like it really is the lowest bar to clear.
Yeah.
Like you just have to not say anything offensive or angry or
Don't
mean.
be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to say this is too meaningful, but what I will say is there are a couple things that stood out to me. Number one, Michael Porter understands how important he is on the team this year, and he somehow exuded a confidence and this resolution of I'm going to play more, I'm going to be more impactful. With also, to me, it seemed understanding of the responsibility that comes with that. Because I think there's a lot of players that want the star, but they don't understand that, hey, this is a burden as much as it is a great thing. And I thought that that's the thing that he kind of exuded in that media availability.
Yeah, man. You saw? I don't know if you saw my tweet that I put out.
I don't think I follow you.
Okay. Well, you should.
I've definitely muted you by now. Yeah.
Well, other people may have seen it. The Michael Porter Jr. had a little curl.
Yeah, he did have a little curl going on.
Very Superman.
Very Superman.
And what you're telling me here is that he's also bringing on Spider-Man qualities. With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh wait, he's just a superhero.
I think you're right, though. He gave the interview.
I'm not unmuting
he's
you
really,
after that.
he's really added some weight. You could argue as Green Hulk-esque.
He did give the interview that every Nuggets fan kind of hoped he would give, though, I think. And, he is in this weird spot of you want to hear him saying these things like, I know my role. I want to stay coachable. But you also want him to say emphatically, yes, I'm that third star and I'm good enough and I'm that dude. And I think usually guys are in one of these boxes or the other. And I thought he did a pretty good job of, I think, managing to sound like he's ready for this challenge, but he knows it's not going to be in the walk of the park. It's just a media availability, but I was impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine a lot of that comes from the fact that the people or the ones he has to win over is the rest of the team. Like, he definitely like came in.
Do you think he knows that though? Because this is one of my questions, and again, I don't know MPJ well enough to know, but this is one because I think you're absolutely right that it's not about can you make your buckets, can you score this. It's like can you earn the trust of these guys that you're going to have to go into the foxhole with, and that's Jokic and Murray. I just feel like are like brothers right now, and I don't think they. I think they are closer now than they've ever been.
Oh, they were hugging.
I can't say this for certainty. I'm just saying what I observed, what I'm reading the tea leaves. And it's forged through how many battles have they been through? Yep. And how many times have Jokic picked up Murray, Murray picked up Jokic? Like those guys just know, like, push comes to shove, I can count on this guy because we trust each other, he trusts me. Michael Porter, that's the thing. What's going on here?
Adam trying to play along with the superhero reference shows how much he actually loves MPJ. The fact that you just didn't tell me to shut up. Although you did mention that you muted me, so I don't.
He's all of the superheroes, man. All right, what?
He's all of them. Well, but I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is somebody that we saw like the Nuggets would sort of clown on in Instagram posts, and they'd like kind of make fun of him, and it was you it's just like little brother stuff, and but we're talking about him then actually stepping up to a seat at the table, right? And so that's a very different power dynamic, and so
that's a good point.
They have to sort of like really buy into him being that guy. So he has to be quiet, he has to be composed, he has to do his work, and he can't be too braggadocious because Jamal Murray doesn't want to hear it. Like Nikola Jokic doesn't want to hear it, and they just won't pass him the ball. Pretty simple.
Yeah. I always wonder about locker room dynamics and stuff like that. Like you got Gary Harrison, Will Barton, the longest tenured players on the Nuggets, in that locker room, and then what?
We're investigating the pronunciation. I think
that is exactly what it was. You said
we'll
tenured.
Get back to you.
We need forwards. Can we please get?
We'll check the tape. We'll get back to you.
I want to shout out everybody who's come to my defense on Twitter that there's other ways to pronounce forward.
Yeah, sure. If you're mispronouncing it, there's also other ways to pronounce lots of words if you just say them wrong.
Whatever. All
right, tell us about
where the hell was
Gary Harris is the most tenured.
Yes. Can I speak, please? Anyways, I wonder how it's received, and I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. I wonder how it's received when a guy like MPJ comes on the scene and is just this media darling, and he's the only guy we can talk about, and every time he hits a shot, it's on Bleacher Report, and everybody's talking about it.
We tweet it.
I wonder how that's received according to guys who have just, been through the battles with this Nuggets team when they weren't making the playoffs and nobody watched them and nobody showed up to the arena. Or, I don't know. I just wonder about that stuff.
And the highest profile guy after him was Jamal Murray, who was a 7th overall pick, who comes from this small place in Canada. Like, he's not actually in MPJ.
Right.
Jokic is a 2nd-round pick. Barton was a late arrival after getting traded. So all of these guys really kind of had to scrap for it. And here comes young Michael Porter Jr., who walks in as the 2nd most talented player, 3rd most talented player in the gym. And he's just, it's not the same path that the rest of them took. So I too am curious about it.
Seeing this Harrison as a mama mentality, fighting through this adversity.
And how we just interrupted
every single day, 5 days a week. 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. 300 something days a year.
Oh my God.
The right way and the way wins.
The MPJ stuff is just so fascinating, man. And I think the older I get and the more like life experience I get, this is me telling you guys how wise I am. No, but I'm serious. The more like just life experiences you get, the more you're like, there's so many complex social dynamics.
Oh my God.
That are in your own office, in your own neighborhood, and every single like sort of like circle of group you have, friends, whatever it is, there's always like some kind of weird social dynamic. And we're sitting here being like, you guys could win a championship if you just embrace MPJ. But then like,
they're like, we don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with someone you just don't like?
Yeah,
I've had teammates that like they're very good and I hate them. And you know what I mean? In lower level sports.
Yeah, like when they do well, you're like upset about it. I mean, you've seen that video of Gilbert Arenas like actively cheering against his teammates Have you seen this before? Like,
No.
I don't remember this one.
Sounds like Gilbert.
yeah, but
I
it's like
believe it, yeah.
because like if they mess up, then he gets on the court and he does. I mean, there are major dynamics at play that you want to talk about the pressure of an NBA system where, like if you mess up, especially under a coach like Malone, you get taken off the court, your minutes get cut. That means your money gets cut. Like your contract.
The money part of this is big, man.
There's so much of it. I mean, it is hilarious because we like to look at. I mean, we do look at these guys as pieces in a game that we like to watch, but then they're human beings. We know this, but it is funny where you don't always have that same way that you approach your life that you're able to graft onto this form of entertainment. You don't think about it when you watch movies, like if they like their on-set person, like if they really like making out with each other during that kiss scene. Like,
right.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of.
It really went weird.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like what you're talking about, like the human dynamics are so much larger to these guys, and you have no view into it unless you're a part of it.
I mean, look, even let's
And
look
you
at
wanna
something
make out
like,
with one of them.
like Jeremy Grant leaving. Like what we have reported is like, okay, he wants a bigger role, and that might be it, but like. We all think it could be one of three things. Do they want to play more? Do they want a bigger role? But these are just people that could be motivated by such more specific. Like, okay, Wind reported that Grant has a prior existing relationship with someone in Detroit's front office. What if they're like best friends? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not just always like. To Eric's point, I would imagine that it's more often it's the interpersonal dynamics.
Totally.
And
He's like, the pitch is like, yo, dude, we can have barbecues. He's like, all right. And like that's it. That's the whole discussion.
But the last point I want to put on this, then we can go to a break here. But the thing with these complex, dynamics is I think we often think about team building in terms of like, oh, their personalities don't mesh. We've got to find somebody else. And sometimes it gets to that point. But I think the broader point I was talking about is that Jokic, Murray, Michael Porter, they all have to like learn how to mold, and maybe it's natural and it's easy and that's great, but even if it's not, that doesn't mean you have to get rid of guys. It's like, how much can you guys learn to grow from this? And like, there's parts of your game, there's parts of your personality, there's parts of your leadership, there's parts of all the stuff that has to take a sacrifice,
right?
And is it an amount that you can afford to give without losing who you are? And to me, that's why this season is so fascinating, is it's about bringing those things together. So it's not just hey, his personality doesn't match, get him out of here. It's can they figure out how to make it mesh. But let's go to a break. On the other side, we're going to wrap up by looking forward to the rest of the week, power ranking maybe some of the players we're most interested to watch on Saturday.
Yeah, guys, check out Green Mountain Dental Group. Pick up a free Sonicare toothbrush when you schedule a cleaning, X-ray, and exam. A lot of us here at DNVR go to Green Mountain Dental Group. We've gotten wisdom teeth out. We've gotten cavities filled. The whole shebang. So they're great people. 15 minutes from downtown Denver. They actually care about you as a client. They're not just some chain dentist that's just shuffling people in and out.
Big corporate dentist.
Yeah, these guys are Denver.
Is
that
dental?
a thing?
No,
I'm sure.
not particularly.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah, it is true.
I mean, I don't want to say the name, but I know it.
Yeah,
I know who that
no free
dentist is in
advertising
Denver.
on here,
Yeah, go to Green Mountain Dental Group. Get a free Sonicare toothbrush when you schedule a cleaning, X-ray, and exam. Also, Strava Craft Coffee. Ooh. You guys can get a subscription to Strava Craft Coffee and 20% off the CBD packed coffee that's been known to help cure long-term migraines, back pain, arthritis, IBS, a slew of other issues as well. You guys can get 20% off a Strava Craft Coffee subscription. Get your coffee every 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8 weeks. That's awesome. We have it here stocked at the bar. We get it delivered. Just check out Strava Craft Coffee. StravaCraftCoffee.com. 20% off with the code DNVR20.
I love this comment in the questions here. It says, "Will Denver become more popular now that the NBA's suspending marijuana testing?" Probably not.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys know this. These guys are smoking weed if they want to smoke weed. What city they're in, who's testing for what, it doesn't matter.
The quality, though, I don't know. Debatable.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
For guys, I saw a comment remind me we need to talk about Gary Harris because he spoke today. Gary's doesn't always have the most to say, but I thought he was good today. You guys thought he was like classic Gary.
I just thought it was Gary.
He just got through the questions as
Gary's
quickly as possible.
Baby.
I mean, Jeremy Grant, Gary Harris, we almost rarely comment on what they have to say because they never say anything. But my takeaway, he was asked about the competition, aspect of it. He wasn't directly asked about starting or not starting, but he was asked about all the good players, and he just said, "Yeah, we have a lot of good players here," and
facts.
Yeah, which is facts, and it's going to be a competition for him. I don't know that I have a ton of other takeaways from Gary Harris's.
It's tough to get a read on Gary right now, man.
Yeah.
It is tough because obviously he was injured at the start of the playoffs. Was great at the end of that Utah series. Was good at times against the Clippers, defending Paul George, and then kind of disappeared in that Lakers series.
Yep.
And it's just tough to get a read because he's in that competition with Will Barton for the starting 2. I don't think he's going to be thrilled coming off the bench. I don't think either of those guys will. So, yeah, we'll see. But it's tough to get a feel for where he's at.
So, question. So, you're saying that this was a typical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you got to listen in on it today. So what'd you think?
I mean, it was pretty flat. Like he didn't seem like that excited to be there, but
there and the media availability.
That's what I mean to be answering questions. So I just want to like when you say when you talk to Gary, when you talk to Jeremy, it's hard to get answers out of both of them. Like that, we know that Jeremy just left. Like that makes me wonder, like. Is Gary in that same headspace? But you're saying Gary's always been like that his whole career, yes?
I do think that's just...
Hold on a second. Wow.
So,
okay, you know what? And he was asked about it because apparently him and Jeremy very close. So he said that's my guy.
He said that's my guy. He was asked specifically about whether or not he agreed with his decision to go or what he thought about it. And he just sort of said, it's a business. It's a business. That's my guy.
He put a lot of emphasis on business.
He did put there's a lot of emphasis on business. Yeah. I have to say. So I'm having a hard. I'm wearing 2 hats. It's making it a little difficult to think. I have to be honest. Maybe most of my thoughts actually come from outside. Maybe that's the problem.
I've said this a couple times now, but to me,
I'm back.
My 2 questions are, Michael Porter and can he mesh with Jokic and Murray, and then Gary Harrison, Will Barton. Like I think the Nuggets need at least one of those guys, maybe only one of those to be honest. But both of them are just such huge question marks to me. I can't get a read on Gary. But I will say one thing. He was asked, actually, I think this was another Marlowe question. He basically said, hey, your first few years you were awesome. Last 2 years you weren't.
He did say that.
What, is there a way to get back? And Gary kind of shrugged it off and said something to the extent of like, hey, this is a new year. Mm-hmm. And like every year is a completely different thing. And I like that mentality. First of all, it's true for him. Like he had some good years. He had some bad ones. But, at least from his perspective, he expects to bounce back this year. So
that's totally Gary, though. Like,
yeah, dude.
Gary will go for 25 points. Yeah, I had a good game. My shot was falling. I got to the rim. Everything was going in. He goes for 10 points on 2 of 10 shooting. Yeah, it just wasn't my night. Yep. I'll just, bounce back tomorrow. I'm not going to think about it. It's done. It's over. That's just how he operates.
He's as matter of fact as it gets.
Yeah. And I mean, he's right about a lot of that, too. It's probably the right way to approach it.
All right. Well, let's going to end the show today, guys, by power ranking the guys we're most excited to see on Saturday. It sounds like we might have a chance to get to see I don't know. Oh, okay. We got to wrap up quickly. We're saying you can just break that. This is like me reading a thing here. We're good. All right.
The also saw it.
Oh, okay.
If you see, I covered the little...
There it is. A little battery. Okay. So we got to wrap up quickly. Let's just talk about. Let's power rank the guys we're most excited to see this weekend. For me,
man, this weekend.
This is tough because there's 3 guys that any one of them you could put at the top.
Yeah.
Number 1 for me is still Michael Porter Jr. Because he's the most important guy, and I just want to see like there's a chance Saturday he plays 1 quarter and scores 15 points, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go, baby.
Yeah, I'm right there. I think this is probably a unanimous answer.
Yeah, it's MPJ, and I wrote this today. I think this Nuggets team has the potential, and I think they will be the best offense that Malone's ever coached.
Oh,
I just think they have the talent. They have the top end scoring with Jokic, Porter, and Murray. I think it's going to be the best offense we've seen under Malone. And yeah, it depends on MPJ. So I mean, he's number 1 clearly.
I want to see if he's getting buckets off cuts. Like, he hits some threes, great, but I know he'll hit threes. I want to see if he's doing that other stuff, and Jokic is fine. I want to see if Jokic has, if I set a line, I think they're only going to play like 15 minutes. 1.5 assists from Jokic to MPJ. Over or under?
Over.
Yeah, that's an over.
Wow. Well, that'll be.
What do you think the first play is going to be?
Oh, I'm not. Let's not do this.
C corner.
Number 2 power ranking player I'm most excited to see this weekend. Facundo Campazzo.
Wow. Facu, dude. That Bol Bol.
Not Bol Bol. It's fine. I
Facu.
mean, look, because I think Facu's going to be
Yeah,
more
we got a
of
bucket of water dumped on Bol Bol today.
So he did have a little bucket. We talked about this earlier. So this is controversial to you.
I just want to see that Bol Bol. That's all. I mean, it doesn't mean that I don't want to see Facu, but you're right. Now that I think about it, I mainly just wanted to scream Facu at you. Yeah, I agree. That's actually that's a very, very compelling piece.
Win?
I'm going to go Facu 3. I'm going to go Bol 2.
Oh, wow.
If you guys have not checked out Facu's defensive highlights, like we talk about his offense is brilliant. Like that's how he got the nickname the Magician. Go check out his defensive highlights because he is like a maniac on defense.
Michael Malone over here.
He's a
All right.
maniac, man. On the ball, off the ball, just like anticipating stuff. He's
So your Bol.
wild.
I'm gonna come out of left field with this one.
What?
I want to see a little RJ Hampton.
Oh.
I don't know if he's gonna play.
I know, I see,
don't
yeah,
think
that's
he's
the
gonna
big-
play.
That in the comments.
But I do think like this
might
is our
play, he might
best
play,
chance
yeah.
to like
You're right,
see
you're
RJ
right.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I want to see that dude dunk.
Think about this for RJ, man. He was drafted a week and a half ago, and he's already like going up against Jamal Murray in a
Yeah.
scrimmage
Yeah.
in practice. He's got to be like, whoa.
He was drafted a week and a half ago, and the story in 1 week and a half ago was that he was disappointing in the last professional league that he played in. But he's had 1 week of practice,
Yeah, so
probably,
he's a lot better.
He's probably elevated his game to the point.
Number 3 for me is Bol Bol. I mean, so we
Yeah.
just have a little different
Number
order
3,
here.
dude.
Number 3. I know it's crazy to think. I just if I thought Bol Bol was going to play as much as Campazzo, then I would maybe switch those, but I don't. I think Campazzo is going to play more.
Whew, I guess it's possible, but just that seeing Bol Bol play, it's like
I know.
every time it just feels like you're just witnessing something
really
that you're
does.
not supposed to be seeing.
For you,
I have Campazzo
3, and then Bol 4.
First of all, I stay in a tiny king. But also, like Campazzo's track record is whipped ass everywhere he's gone.
Yeah.
So I want to see if that's here too.
I'm actually pretty interested to see Jermichael Green too, how he fits
wow.
into the lineup, like if he's seamless.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I want to see what the starting line. I mean, all the candy aside, like I want to see like what.
I want the
Nuggets-
candy.
I know.
Preseason is like just
I
to
know.
eat your candy.
I want candy.
Yeah,
like I want to
yeah.
have, but the thing is, we don't have like a lot of time to f around. Like they've really just got to get their ducks in a row and like get going here, baby.
Totally.
And then outside of, I mean, Hampton maybe is up there for me. I'm a little less because I just don't know if he's going to play a whole lot. Gary Harris, I want to see. I wanna see
Gary's
the
high
energy.
on that list for me, man. Maybe 4 or 5.
Murray, Jokic, they could have 0 points, 10 turnovers apiece, and I'd just be like, whatever, doesn't matter.
I want to see Will Barton just so I can say I saw Will Barton playing basketball.
He's not. I don't think you're going to see him
Yeah, I know,
Saturday.
I know.
Hartenstein,
Yeah.
another one. I'm kind of curious what Hartenstein has to offer.
I'm going maybe
yeah.
Hartenstein leading scorer.
Yo,
We should do like some
Should we
crazy
take some
prop
early
bets on
prop
Friday.
bets?
I think that's
Friday
in,
we
I
will.
think that's in play. I
Yeah.
honestly, I think that's in
It's
play.
the
Do
early
you have
money
our
line
outro
favorite.
music, B-Noise. We go cue that up. That should be good. We got more media availability tomorrow. Like I said, you want to keep your eye out on thednvr.com because we're going to start dropping our player previews. We've been filming them today. We're going to continue filming them today, tomorrow, in the next couple days. So be on the lookout for that. If you're not a member, it's just $5 a month, guys. $5 a month.
for
You
real.
get a T-shirt
You get a T-shirt.
designed by this guy.
That's right. And usually, like if you're signing up at this time of year, I mean, there's often times where you get multiple T-shirts. But you really want to sign up more than anything because you'll get to see us wear silly costumes.
That's true. There are some silly costumes in these videos. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell because that tells you when there's a thing. If you don't know, this is also a podcast. If you're listening to this as a podcast, you don't know, it's also a YouTube show.
Yeah. And also for this time of year, if you're looking for a gift for somebody that loves sports, DNVR gift box comes with 2 shirts.
Oh, wow. There's
the
lots and lots in it.
Comes with 2 shirts, and it's a physical box that you receive, and then you put under a tree. Somebody unwraps it. There's a DNVR gift membership card. There's 2 shirts. It's like a cool thing to present to somebody.
Do you guys check that reference?
Nope.
There's lots and lots in our gift. No?
No.
It's Charles Barkley. Don't remember when he did the $5 box with Taco Bell?
Wow,
Adam
Adam upset that nobody has a Taco Bell commercial. Charles Barkley.
Another reference from
in the
Adam that we
90s
didn't get.
at the top of our. Sorry about that, viewers.
People in the comments know. They remember, man. It's a piece of pop culture. All right, thanks for hanging with us, everybody. We're going to see you tomorrow.